It's on my end if I grab like a pair of headphones or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a young man who recently wrestled on AEW Dark 2 times. And he's also wrestled in WWE NXT. Not a lot of people can say that. Not a lot. There's only one I know, or two I know, off rip, that have done that. But this guy is one of the few. And he is one half of actually 2 tag teams, Only Bros and OnlyCams.
Yeah.
So with that being said, everybody, welcome to the show, Florida mainstay, Cam Stewart.
Well, that was an amazing introduction. Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, man. To those of y'all watching, we apologize for the delay. We actually had I had to find a better spot because I don't want too much background noise. We know we're not the best, but we might as well give y'all some quality audio. So I didn't want to have y'all hearing like Mr. Softy in the background here in New York, or just stuff going on in the kitchen. So yeah, I just had to relocate to a new setting. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. We really appreciate it. Those of y'all that are tuned in. But yeah, Cam, man, hey, how's everything going, man?
Yeah, everything's going good. First off, thank you guys for having me on. It's an honor to be on, and everything's going on pretty well. How are you guys?
We're pretty good. Here in New York, it's the middle of October, but it's still feeling like summer. Went out with a hoodie in the morning. By like 12, 1 o'clock, I had to take it off. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. It's too hot and all that stuff. So yeah. So I definitely had to just switch from that. But other than that, though, everything's going good.
Definitely. I know how that feels because I'm from Massachusetts originally. So I've been down in Florida now for like a year. So and the weather's a lot like different, obviously, because it's warm all the time. But I get what it's like when it starts to get chilly out. And yeah, I don't like the cold. That's my big thing. Even though I grew up in New England, I don't like the cold at all. So yeah.
Yeah. Trust me. I made the brutal mistake of going to Massachusetts, and I should have known better because I'm a New York at heart.
Yeah.
And I went there during January thinking it was gonna be all sweet.
Yeah.
I ended up the one day I went there, I ended up staying in my hotel for all day. I was like, nah, I can't do this.
Yep.
And then I ended up going back to New York.
Freezing just like on the camera.
But
I'm never gonna say anymore. Oh, here you go.
yeah. But I gotta say, man, Champion City, man, I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked by my fellow New Yorkers, but I gotta say, when it comes to the sports, y'all definitely bring it. Y'all's Patriots. I don't know if you're a Pats fan, but if you're a Pats fan, y'all thank you for bringing it to the Super Bowl, even though we end up winning. And I'm not here to gloat, but y'all made us work for those 2 Super Bowl wins. And people could say Giants this, but guess what? The 2 Super Bowl wins we had, we got them by managing to defeat the greatest of all time. And I'm gonna say this, I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked, but hey, I'm the guy that gives the devil his due. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady. And we did it with the lesser, in my opinion, the lesser talented of the Mannings, Eli Manning. Because let's be honest, Peyton was the real beast out of the 2. That's just my opinion. He was the real beast.
No, I would agree.
Yeah, but Eli managed to do it. So Yeah, you know, I give the Devils due. We're rivals, but I definitely give y'all due. Y'all made us work for that, and I definitely appreciate that.
Definitely,
You know,
yeah.
it's legitimized. But yeah. So tell us, man, like how did your fandom, like how did your love for professional wrestling start? Like, what was the main event, the pay per view, or who was the uncle or aunt or parent that was like, hey, Cam, come check this out, man.
Yeah.
You might like it.
So I think it all started when I was about like 10 or 9 years old. I had a friend who was like super into wrestling, and then all his other friends were into wrestling. I used to go over to his house all the time, and we used to play SmackDown versus Raw. I forget what year. I think it might have been 2009. But we used to play SmackDown versus Raw all the time, and then like I used to go over to his house on like Thursday nights or whatever, and then used to watch like Superstars, and I guess that's really where my like love for professional wrestling kind of started with the video games, and then I started watching it weekly on TV. And when I first started watching it, my parents actually like they didn't like wrestling like at all or anything because they thought it was like too violent or stuff like that. So they were just like they had the channels locked and stuff like that. So I would have to I have a twin sister. We figured out like the TV passcode, and then like I put on like Monday Night Raw or whatever. And then when they come in, I'll like switch it to some kid show or whatever. Like I'm not watching anything. So yeah, that's really where I guess my like love for professional wrestling started. And also too I like struggled in school and stuff like that because I have like dyslexia and a few other like language-based learning disabilities. So I would like just have like a rough day at school like all day, and then I'll come home and then like wrestling would be there for me. So like that's really like how I fall in love with wrestling. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Did your twin sister ever was she ever interested in becoming a wrestler too, or was she like, nah, I'll just stick to being a fan and whatnot?
No, yeah, it was never for her. She watched it a little bit. We went to like Raw a couple times together, but she was never like super into it. Like when I started watching wrestling, like I became obsessed with it. Like I just wanted to watch like I started watching like WWE, like Impact, like there's like the Spanish channel, and there was like I think it might have been AAA wrestling, like anything wrestling. I was just like I want to see it, I want to watch it. But she wasn't like that as much. And yeah, no, she never wanted to be a wrestler at all. Wasn't for her.
Yeah, but I gotta say, man, I'm not here kissing butt, but I don't know if you noticed, but you are already an inspiration because the fact that you're actually dyslexic and you're doing the damn thing in professional wrestling. And when I mean doing the damn thing, I mean you're making it happen like a captain. And the fact that you actually have appeared on AEW Dark and WWE NXT, I was like, wow, this man is doing big things. And you actually teamed up with two of our past guests, TSF, and you didn't take no lefts. I mean, you guys are going against the Gun Club, and I was like, this guy got the motivation, your war face, your game face matched your motivation.
Definitely.
I was like, this guy looks like he's ready to Ivan Drago these guys. He looks like he's ready to like punish these guys on some, I don't know if you know this guy, but Zack Sabre Jr. type thing.
Yep.
When you got in there, you didn't back down. You were like, yeah, you guys are big stars, but y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
Exactly.
Oh man. I was very when I saw that match, I was like, Cam Stewart, I gotta find this guy. TSF, we know they're one of the hottest up and coming tag teams, but I want to know who's the third guy. He matched with them very well, and yeah, man, we just had to get you on here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, growing up, who are some of your favorites you enjoyed watching as a fan?
Favorites as a fan would definitely be Edge. Edge was like my favorite. Like I was him for Halloween, like the first year I got into wrestling. Just because like everything he did, like his freaking entrance with the pyro and like before he hit the spear, like his hair, just everything about him was just like he's like a rock star, and that's like it's just awesome. And then Rey Mysterio, I mean, John Cena, obviously. I mean, I'm from 2 towns over from where John Cena was, so it was kind of hard not to be a John Cena fan. Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston. That's kind of some of the guys I grew up. John Morrison too, back in the day. Because I got into wrestling in like 2010, 2009, so it was kind of that. All those like guys from that era, pretty much. Triple H too. Shawn Michaels kind of phased out at that time, but I used to go and buy just like I would go to the library and rent out like all the wrestling DVDs that they had, or I would like buy like every wrestling DVD I had. So I was pretty up to date with all like I wanted to learn like what came before to where we're at now when I like started to get into wrestling. So yeah.
Awesome. That's a smart person right there. You're like you're now, Grant, you're 22 years old, right?
21.
21.
Yep.
You are like one of the few people I've ever seen come and say you look back at whatever there was before. We had a guy, y'all might cross paths later on, but a guy by the name of Midas Creed. Shout out to Midas Creed out there. But he was on our show several months ago, and this guy was like 19. I think he was 19 he was 19. He's probably 20 by now. But it was earlier this year, and he was telling us things like he watched like stuff like from like the 90s. Granted, he was born in 2001, and he's watching like not just WWE, but like Noah from like back in the 90s, like All Japan. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that's like before you were born, bro, and you're studying stuff like that. That just goes to show like motivation right there, man. Like definitely, people like y'all are definitely gonna go far. I could definitely see it.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah. I watch like any and all kinds of wrestling. Like it doesn't matter what. Like I watch like anything because I don't know, just wrestling. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And plus, like the fact you even watch like the Mexican wrestling, like CMLL or AAA, that's pretty impressive too.
Yeah.
So tell us, man, like you were at Flatbacks, which is run by, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler Breeze and Natalya Neidhart, right? I could be wrong.
Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears.
Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears, yes.
Yeah.
So tell us, man, how did your journey go from wrestling fan to now professional wrestler? Like, how was the training, and how'd you end up getting with Flatbacks and so on?
Okay, so I came to Flatbacks a year ago from August, but before I went to Flatbacks, I did have some prior training before, and I used to backyard wrestle too. But I had some prior training before. I originally started training with this guy named like Demon Ortiz, and he's not very well known, but he did like a few tours in Japan, and that was in New England, and I went to a few different other schools in New England for a little bit, and I had some training there, and I was, I'd say like end of 2018, 2019, somewhere, I think it was like May of 2019, I had my first like show, but looking back on it, I don't think I was prepared for it at all. So I don't know, after going like to all these like different schools in New England and stuff like that, I kind of wanted to like just learn from like some different kind of people, or some people that are on like, TV every week, and because there's like kind of like a difference in my opinion. When the pandemic hit and stuff like that, I was already kind of like, I think in January, I was already kind of looking into going down, but then the pandemic hit and stuff like that. So I just kind of worked and saved up my money. And then I signed up for the August 2020 class of Flatbacks. And they're like the greatest like trainers or just minds for wrestling like ever, to be honest. Like training with them is pretty crazy. Like they literally have answers to every single question you like ever want. They do like 8-week courses there. So I did the 8 weeks there. But actually like the first 4 weeks there, I got an opportunity on AEW Dark. So that was in September of 2020. I wrestled under the name Kelvin Stewart there. which I was just trying stuff out then. But then I decided to go back to my real name, which is Cameron Stewart. And ever since then, I've been training with them, coming back to every single one of the courses, helping out new students. They get a lot of students that are either just starting out in wrestling, or students that are already have training and just want to, learn, I don't know, from the best, pretty much. So yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. That's definitely. So I gotta ask you, did you see any difference between the way, and like I said, I'm not trying to bad talk any professional wrestling school whatsoever. But was there any difference between flatbacks and being trained by Demon Ortiz?
Yeah, definitely. Like again, I don't want to talk down on any wrestling schools either, or anybody. But just learning from people that have made a living off of wrestling for 10 plus years, or whatever it may be, there's definitely a difference into just everything. Everything, like, I don't know, not to dive too deep, but just like because you have like wrestling, you have character stuff and all that stuff, and on the independents, a lot of people just focus on the wrestling stuff, but the character stuff is very important too. And then just in-ring stuff on how to do stuff a certain way. I would say definitely have flatbacks. They know how to do everything the correct way. And what the top companies, like, that's they teach like their style. So you're pretty much just learning how to wrestle in WWE or how to wrestle in AEW. You're learning it from them, or two guys that have been there. So yeah, I'd say that's the biggest difference in how to do stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to be Charlemagne the God. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not trying to be Charlemagne the God and do any. Rob, you smiling because you know who I'm talking about. But I'm not trying to be like controversial and put you on the spot or anything. I've always been curious about that. So if you feel that way, my apologies. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything with that question. It's just a curious thing. But it's just a curious question. But yeah. So AEW Dark, WWE NXT. I know you faced Odyssey Jones.
Yep.
I would have been shook.
Big boy, yeah.
I would have been, hey man, look, I got a date tonight. Just take the win, man. I'm gonna walk. I'm 10 count, just go, man.
Yeah,
but you did it. You thing against them.
Bleachers and buy some popcorn and just chill out.
Yeah. But you did your thing against him, and then you also had two matches against in AEW. I forgot who your tag team partner was in the first one, but it was a tag team match with you and somebody else against. And to that person, I apologize. I legitimately can't. I'll remember you next time. But it was you and your tag team partner against Brock Anderson, son of the legendary Arn Anderson of the Four Horsemen, and Big Shotty Lee Johnson. And then you also had another match against another legend in his own right, Billy Gunn, and his two sons, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn. And TSF were your tag team partners in that match. I just gotta say, what was your mindset stepping into that ring against both sets of those opponents? Like, were you like nervous, like, oh geez, I'm fighting like some of the best here, the son of a legend, and then I'm fighting a legend and his two sons? What do I do? Or were you like, you know what, Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears got me, they train me well, I got this? Or was it a combination of both?
I would say a combination of both. The interesting thing with the gun match is actually me and Colton started at Flatbacks at the same time. So I've seen him come up from day one. So that was a pretty cool match for me, just to be wrestling someone I train with. And then yeah, definitely just like with both those matches and being in the rings with like all those like talented people and people with second generation. Yeah, just really just trusting in my training and yeah, just everything that I've been taught. Just go out there and do it to its fullest and just have no fear. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that 6-man you had with TSF. And that's what we like here on this podcast. We like to see people go out there and do good things. And when I saw TSF, I was like, oh snap, there goes TSF and tag team and I was like, I got a tag team partner, Cameron Stewart, okay. And that match was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Although even though the Gun Club did end up winning, I was still really satisfied with it. And I even saw like one of your matches. I forgot who it was. No, it was not CCW. I was just watching it, but he goes by the alias of Darling. Darling, I forgot what the rest of his name was.
Oh, Daniel Starling, the Darling Daniel Starling, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that match, and you hit that guy you won the match. You won that match, yeah. And you hit this guy with a neck breaker like authority. I was like,
yeah.
If Ravishing Rick Rude were alive and he saw that, he would have been like, what?
Yeah.
That looked like an RKO or a neck breaker and one. I was like, geez, this guy does not play.
Thank you, man.
That was another impressive match too, as well. But so you're also, I know Rob has a question about your Only Bros tag team, but I have a question about your other tag team, OnlyCams.
The most exclusive tag team. Yeah, so my friend he wrestles under Cameron. He also trained at Flatbacks. So just one night I was just like, I'm always brainstorming ideas. I have like a notebook that I just like jot stuff down in all the time. It's got like pages full. But one night I was just up late and I don't know why I just came up with like OnlyCams, and I was like, that could possibly be something. So then we worked for this company down here called ARW, and one day we got paired up together in like a tag team match, and like we didn't like it was just like kind of day of sort of, while you guys are together. So like I already talked to him like fully about like the OnlyCams idea and stuff like that, and how we're kind of like a little bit like suggestive, and it's kind of like we're just like have all these things like we're the most exclusive tag team in all of wrestling, and just kind of doing mannerisms like that. And so we went out there and we just like we planned out like our whole entrance together and stuff like that, and they loved it there. So then they put us together as a tag team permanently as OnlyCams, and yeah, we're on like every single one of their shows, and yeah, we're exclusively with ARW right now, but we could be going to other companies very soon. So yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. That's great that you guys were able to see we're like, wait, your name is Cameron. I go by Cameron. Let's make this happen. Some people would have been like, looked at you like, oh, you trying to be me, huh? Oh, you trying to be like, you trying to take my shine. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. There's only room for one of us. But the fact that you guys could have come together and be like, hey, you know something? Let's make something out of this, get this money, get these wins, and keep the ball rolling. That was very I commend y'all for that.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. We've just finally picked up a few wins in ARW, so we want those tag team titles. So the Ascension has them right now, so that may be a bit of a hard task to go up against, but I'm not backing down from anybody. So as you guys have seen in the past, so yeah.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're gonna put some respect on your name regardless of whether they win or lose. You know,
Definitely.
But I just got 2 more questions before I turn it to Rob. So OnlyCams, y'all are looking for some titles now, but I gotta ask, what top 5 tag teams? They could be anywhere: AEW, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, in the Indies, New Japan. What top 5 tag teams would you like to see OnlyCams go against?
Ooh. Oh, I mean, if I had to pick like any teams, probably this is like I feel like most people answer this, but I really want to wrestle the Young Bucks. That'd be really cool. Who else? This might be a weird response, but the Seidel brothers. Because I've gone down to like Mass Dojo and stuff like that, and I've met them both, and I've like got to do some in-ring work with them. So both of them. I mean, Private Party too. Maybe the Kingdom with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and then and going to ROH here, maybe the Briscoe brothers. Like to see OnlyCams step in the ring with both of them. I feel like we would all have good matches. So yeah.
Awesome. That's a definitely cool list right there. I wouldn't mind seeing those. I'm still surprised that you mentioned the side odds. I'm still surprised that Matt is the one is the one he wrestles Evan Bourne.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Mike has not been picked up yet. I really hope he does, but I'm very glad that he actually got some shine in AEW, because it always sucks being known as some such and such as brother, and I always believe that every man should have their own legacy to every man should have their own legacy for what am I saying? For their own identity. They should have their own legacy. Definitely. That they should make. And I was glad that he actually got that opportunity. I was hoping that he got signed. I would see that Mike Seidel is all elite, but hopefully soon. But I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that match either. But my last question before I turn it over to Rob. Whenever you're at the gym or whenever you're getting ready for your wrestling match, now what top 5? What are some songs, or what are some songs that get you into that gear that gets you going? That gets that same face that we saw in AEW Dark.
Yeah.
What song gets you to that point?
Yeah. So I'm a big Travis Scott fan. I've gone to a lot of his concerts. And his concerts are like crazy as far as like, everyone's got to like rage, like we're in the mosh pit, like every single song you're jumping up and down, you're just losing your mind. Everyone's running into each other and stuff like that. So when I go back and I like listen, like after I've seen his music like live in person, and I go back and listen to the songs, like I always like kind of remember of what it was like, the feeling I got when I was there in concert from that song. So I mean, I listen. My roommate gives me crap all the time because like I mostly only listen to Travis Scott. But top 5 songs for probably coming out is like Butterfly Effect by Travis Scott. That would probably be number 1. No Bystanders by Travis Scott. Recently I've been listening to the Too Sexy by Drake and Future. And that actually might be like an entrance song for another tag team I'm in Pro Wrestling Action coming up. We're doing this Party Boys tag team here, so it might be a song for that. What else? I mean, all Travis Scott, like Carousel by Travis Scott, A-Team by Travis Scott. Yeah, a lot of Travis Scott.
Hey, he's a good artist. I remember he had that song that I used to jam back in the day. Rob, I don't know if you know this. You probably know this. The one that says, "Don't you open up that window."
Yeah.
I forgot what the official name of it was. It's crazy, but
Antidote.
yeah, Antidote.
Yeah.
When I was living in California, I would bump that song like whenever I got the chance. Like that was a song like I definitely enjoyed. Yeah.
I
But
feel like music is just
okay.
like his music, like I don't know, like some people may like crap on his lyrics and stuff like that, but the emotion he like as a like being a performer and then seeing him as a performer as like when he performs and stuff like that, and that just kind of made me like fall in love with his music, and then like just like the beats and like just how his like vocals go with the music and stuff like that. I just enjoy all his stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that was he's definitely a great artist. I never forget when he was at the Super Bowl. It was 2019. Yeah, it was 2019. It was the Patriots versus the Rams. Yeah. And that was the one that y'all won. The one that y'all he came out like, and I was like, yo, like everybody like most people at my workplace, they were like vibing to his music and jamming to it when he came out for that performance. I was like, yeah, they made a right choice this year. Travis Scott definitely didn't go wrong with him.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has some questions for you. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? How's everything going today?
Everything's going pretty good, man. Happy to be here.
That's good. Do anything good today, man? Anything exciting?
Literally, I just went to the gym, bought food, and that's pretty much it. I train every other day of the week, like in a wrestling ring, at nighttime. So today's kind of my day just to chill out and relax. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You always need one of them days, man. You know, you just gotta train, relax. You got to chill, relax after training that ring, getting beat up and stuff, man. Woo!
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I do training for like being a ref and stuff, man. I have to run ropes and take bumps and all that stuff too. And I'm 39. You know, I'm like, I definitely need a day or two, man. I'm like, man, I don't recommend doing it at my age. You know, your age, I'll do it. You know, my age, like, woo, hey. Woo. I might take some supplements that you take, man. You know, there's dietary things, man. Help me out, man.
Yeah. Good for you though for like doing it at that age, like.
Oh yeah, you know. Yeah, well, it came about because I helped do ring setup and all that for 1CW here in Delaware, and a bunch of refs and all like didn't show up and stuff. You know, I was like, if you need a ref, I'll train with you. You know, hey, bam, you know, I'm right here. Man, like, all right, I got you, bam, and set it up. And I was like, all right. So now it's me and another person. We're learning all that stuff: ref, managing, ring announce, you know, whatever. And that's all we get. Yeah, I do all that.
Oh yeah.
So I do gotta say, man. Earlier you were talking about your mom and dad didn't really like wrestling when you were growing up, man. Thought it was too violent. So how do they feel about it now? Are they cool with it, man? They come to your shows, they root for you and all that.
Yeah. So I think now they've accepted that this is what I want to do, and that's it. I think like so when I first got into it, like they were just against like anything violent, so they wouldn't let me watch like. I don't know, like MMA or anything like that. But I think I got them actually to like accept wrestling because they used to let me watch Star Wars. And I was like, people are dying in that. People aren't dying in wrestling. So why can't I watch this? So, but then actually when I was 14 years old, this is how like crazy obsessed with wrestling I am. I built my first wrestling ring in my backyard. So I had to convince my parents to let me build a wrestling ring in my backyard. So I think that's like with that. And then like also too, like I'm talking about like struggling in school and stuff like that. I think when they saw that like wrestling made me happy, that also kind of opened them up. And then like now me doing it, like they do get scared and stuff like that. Cause like I've had a concussion and like no other injuries so far. They do get scared watching it sometimes, but they'll support me, and it's my dream, and yeah, here we are.
That's right. So you got mom and dad out there with the OnlyCams shirt, you know what I mean? They out there rocking it.
Yeah.
That's right. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I did want to ask about your designing rings and stuff, man, because I seen some of those pictures, man. I was going to ask, that was really in your backyard? You really built those rings in your backyard? You know, my dude's like, yeah, they didn't say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't
So how did
have
that come about? Okay, yeah, I gotta ask, how did you get the measurements and how did you get all the materials and all that? And did anybody help you? Like, did you do it by yourself? You know,
Yeah,
pop out there helping you?
So like I originally found like the designs and stuff like that, like because I was so curious like what wrestling rings are made out of and stuff like that, just from watching wrestling. So I just looked it up on YouTube, and there's like this video with like this rock song that played over it, and I forget what it was, but it showed you how to build a wrestling ring, but it was out of wood. It wasn't out of like steel. So that was when that was where the first kind of design came from. And my dad did help me build the first one because I didn't know how to do tools or anything like that, so he kind of just helped me with that aspect. But so the first one I built was 12 by 12 feet, super small. It was all made out of wood. It was there were tires, and then there were 2x4s going over it, and then there was plywood over that, and then the posts were made out of wood. And we experimented with a bunch of different stuff to try to get the ropes on the wood, but nothing would work. So we contacted one of the two wrestling ring companies, Monster Rings and Cages, and they actually sent us these brackets with the three things for the turnbuckles to clip onto.
Yeah.
But when they gave it to us and we put them on the wood and we put the ropes on there, they broke right away because of the tension of the ropes. So after that, we got a welder. This was months later too, because money. But we got a welder to weld extensions on it, so they were cemented in the ground and stuff like that. So then I had the 12 by 12, and then a couple years later, I built a 16 by 16 with wasn't out of steel, but the posts were metal, and it was pretty good to bump on. And then the side was a plank of wood, and then screw into the post, and then we'd have the 2x4s going across, and I put planks on the second one or the third one or whatever I built. And yeah, it's still up in my parents' backyard, but it's a lot better than bumping on a real ring. That's so yeah.
That's right. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, man. I remember asking my pop. I remember asking him when I was a kid, 'cause I love wrestling too. Yo, man, we gotta get a wrestling ring in the backyard. But he's like, you ain't gonna, no, you ain't putting that in my yard. You know what I mean? I gotta do all this and no, you ain't doing all that. I was like, oh, come on, man. You know, oh man, but that is awesome, man. And do you still design rings to this day?
So I haven't recently, a year ago. Before I moved down here to go to flatbacks and stuff like that, I was looking into building getting my own ring made, with my measurements and stuff like that, just from setting up a ring crew or being on ring crew and setting up rings and stuff like that. I felt like I had a pretty solid design that would work for what I wanted. Just all the rings I've been in, just kind of the best version of a wrestling ring if I wanted it to. But I never got to. I met with the welder once, I think, and I dropped it off. And I don't know, this guy's just busy welding on bridges and stuff like that. So he never really got around to it, and then it just kind of fell out. So I haven't designed wrestling rings recently at all. But on shows I'm at and stuff like that, I'll set up the ring and put the ropes to how I want them and stuff like that. But I haven't recently, but I do love designing wrestling rings or just building them from the ground up. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I like putting the ring together too, man. That's pretty awesome. I remember the first time I did it, I was like, so where's the pad we're putting down over these 2x4s or no, the 2x12s? Yeah, it's
yeah.
I'm like, really? Okay. Wow, that gave me a whole new respect. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, my trainer and all, he owns the company. He was telling us that he might use, there's something fiberglass, boards or something that you can use instead of those. And he said they're a lot better to bump on and stuff. I was like, ooh, oh man, that sounds pretty cool. I was like, man, I'd like to bump on that, man, see what that's like, compared to the 2x12s I'm throwing myself on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I want to check that out, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. What kind of ring do you guys have? You guys have like do you guys have like a spring in the middle, or is it like the flexi beam style with the?
Yeah, we don't have a spring in the middle. Yeah, we just got it's all beamed up. You know, lay it up, and then you just lay the boards right on there.
Cool. You guys got a good ring because the spring rings suck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't done that one, man. Yeah.
Yeah, those things do not move at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Woo. Yeah, especially heavy wrong, man. Oh man, yeah. So straight flatbacks, man. You know, Tyler Breeze and stuff, man. You ever gamed with him? Because I know I watch him in Woods all the time, man. You know, GM mode, because I love SmackDown Raw 06, 7, 8. Those are like one of my favorites because like GM mode. And have you ever gamed with him, man? Have you ever challenged him? Be like, man, I'm gonna take you on like a GM mode, see what I can do, man. See how I can hold
up. So I haven't gamed with him yet, but I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch pretty soon, like at least 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sweets did follow me on Twitch, so there could be a possibility of, you know, gaming sometime soon or doing something like that. Yeah, but not yet, no. But yeah, Breeze is a really, really chill dude, so yeah, I think he'd be down for it.
That's cool. Now, I also had down there, I was going to ask you about Twitching. So you're saying you're getting ready to start, you're going to start soon. Do you have any, like, what games are you playing, or have you considered playing on there or whatever?
Yeah, so I was originally supposed to start streaming earlier this month, but my computer I had, like, every time I like try to like do like not like just set it up and stuff like that, the gameplay would be like super laggy. Like it would like be in like frames like that, so I had to wait off on that for a little bit. But I did just get a new computer, so I'm pretty much all set up to start streaming. But for games, I really enjoy like Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not like the original one, but the one that's like, well, I do enjoy the original one because I think that's like the best one. But for next gen, I like Star Wars Battlefront 2, Fortnite. I've never played through Skyrim, but like for the past 10 years or whatever, like everyone's told me it's a really good game. So I was thinking about like at least like once a week, you know, starting that out and kind of making that like a series of just playing through the story mode of that for a few hours a day. So yeah, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I don't know if I said that already. When these new like GTAs come out, like San Andreas or the trilogy comes out, I'm gonna be streaming those because I love GTA. So
do
I got my shirt. So yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Skyrim. I played that. I like that game. It's pretty cool, man. The Witcher 3, though, man. If you want to play something like that, I recommend The Witcher 3. You know, that game, you can literally do anything. Like you can just be like, I just want to be a card person. I want to go and hunt monsters. That's all I want to do in this game. You can do that, or a storyline or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There is a lot of uncomfortable stuff on there, but you know, there's a lot of naked women and all that stuff on there. But that's a plus for me. You know, I like naked women.
Yeah.
I like Game of Thrones, so that's cool with me. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Witcher 3 is good. I just downloaded on Game Pass. I got Xbox and all. The Avengers game. I don't know if you played that yet, but see, I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but maybe it's because it's a year out or a year and a half out, you know, and I'm playing. It's got all this stuff on. I'm having a blast with it, you know. No, I'm playing this Hulk right now, just Hulk smash, I'm just tearing stuff up, having a blast. Like, yeah. I don't know if you played it or what, but yeah. I'm gonna have to. I'm playing.
I can check it out. I have Xbox too, so download it and check it out after this.
Yeah. I'm trying to get through that because I'm trying to unlock. I think it's you get Hawkeye and then Black Panther and someone else. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to play Black Panther. You know what I mean? I want to see what he does, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's right. I also have written down, man. I was gonna ask you about your shirt, man. Your GTA style shirt, man. When did you come up with that, man? Because you're a big fan of GTA, man. Which GTA game is your favorite, man? Is it like San Andreas 3, 5, 4?
Okay. So I've like so with the shirt with the design and stuff like that. I don't know. I just wanted like I was actually looking on Fiverr, and that's where I get like most of my like stuff designed, just because it's. I mean, you can find pretty much anything on there. So I just found someone that did it. So I just sent them in like photos. I was like, yeah, could you just give me some muscles because I don't have that many, and they did it and just put it on a shirt, and then here we are. But as far as like games that are my favorite for GTA, I played through 5 like the most. Like I've played through the storyline like 4 times since it's come out, and that's like a lot. But I enjoy that one a lot. I do like I have a PlayStation 2, so I have like San Andreas and GTA 3, so I've played those, but I do like San Andreas a lot. Oh, Vice City too. Vice City is fun, but the only thing I don't like about Vice City is that like you can't move like the camera around. That makes sense. Like when you drop, like it's kind of like stuck on, but I don't know. It's kind of like a challenge too to get like used to, because then you're used to like this other kind of form of gameplay, and then you gotta adjust to this. So it's kind of like a challenge in itself. So yeah, but five's probably my favorite just because I don't know. I grew up on it and I played through it the most. So yeah,
that's right. I'll probably say 5. Yeah, it was my favorite too. There's so much to do and all that. You know, I remember when 3 came out because I had it on PlayStation and it was like top down, and you would like look at top down. You go to these phone booths and stuff, and I remember playing 3 and like you would die if you touch a mud puddle. You know, you can't swim on that game at all, man. Like, oh come on, man. 5, yeah, man. You submarines, man. You're fighting sharks. You just do whatever, man. I was like, all right, yeah, here we go. Yeah, Rockstar, man, their games, man. I love all their games, man. Bully, man, that was a good one, man. I like that one. They had one when I was back in the day, Manhunt. I don't know if you ever played that, man, or heard of that, man. Woo, man, I don't know if they still sell it now or whatever. You might have to track it down on like eBay or somebody in a back alley, like somewhere. But yeah, that game is violent. Yeah. So, man. Yeah, I want to ask about your tag team Only Bros, man. How'd y'all come up with that, man? I like that, man. 'Cause you were saying it's like the only mixed tag team down that area or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, so she wrestles as Avery Bro. That's her name. So just kind of playing off the OnlyCams thing with like we're only bros because like we're a tag team. So yeah. We have some stuff coming up next year as a mixed tag team here down in Florida. So it's public knowledge yet, but yeah, that's kind of like she trained at Flatbacks too. So that's how we met each other, and we've had some mixed tag team matches there. So yeah,
that's what's up. So when is your next show? Do you have one coming up? Oh, my bad, Remy. Were you gonna say something?
Now I was gonna say, so if the other Cameron joins y'all, would it be only bro cams or only cam bros, or would it be something else?
There you go.
Jeez, that's a tough question. Only bro cams. I don't know. We'll flip a coin and then
play like hot potato or something, man. Yeah. Oh man, that's cool. But yeah, I want to say, I want to ask, when is your next show that that you're going? Is it this weekend? Next weekend? You got something coming up?
Yeah, they are this weekend.
The rest of this year?
Yeah. So this weekend on October, these 22nd, we got ARW. It's I didn't want to get Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And that's in Cocoa, Florida. So that's on Friday. And then I'll put it out there. But AEW is doing tapings in Orlando on Sunday. So I'm going to be there for that. And so, yeah, those are my next 2 upcoming shows.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man, that's awesome getting AEW and WWE, man. I always hear the man about the catering stuff, man. Yeah, was that catering awesome back there? And you don't have to start any feuds, but which catering is better, man? Did one have something you like better than the other?
Yeah. So,
or were they both like, they're both just awesome?
So when like AEW was at Daly's place, they had like 2 meals they served per day. And those were pretty good. And then at Universal, they had catering there. They had a truck full of food and stuff like that. But honestly, man, at WWE, I had like the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had in my life. Like their catering was like, it was so good. I could just like binge eat those like all day. So yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all. I like to hear that, man. I like to hear, man, those big companies, man, they got the good food too. You don't want to hear a big company like, here's like some Slim Jims and like, a couple, packets of cheese or something. But what?
Yeah.
That's right. So I do want to ask, man, any new movies or TV shows you're watching right now, man? Because I always get stuck, watching the same stuff over and over, like comfort shows. You know what I mean? Is there anything new you're watching or whatever? Or if not, what are your comfort shows? You know what I mean?
So I don't think it's new, but me and my friend, we just watched through this show called Hill House. It's on Netflix. It's about like these like kids grew up in this house and they saw ghosts and stuff like that, but their like parents didn't believe in them, and then they're like older and like these demons still like follow them around and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I watched recently. For like comfort shows and stuff like that. I mean, man, I mostly just watch wrestling to be honest. But I do like Family Guy. What other shows? I still watch this show or I've been watching it recently. It's called Burn Notice. It's like,
ooh, yeah,
it was on like USA or whatever. Michael Weston and stuff like that. What's the name of it? Squid Game. I just watched through Squid Game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just watch it, man. I've been scared to watch it, like, man, 'cause, I mean, I've watched all the Saw movies and stuff, and all. I'm just like, man, you know what? I might as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think the production's really good on it. Like everything looks like pretty real for the most part. So yeah.
I still can't get over the person that thought Squid Games was about Squidward from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
That was
That's funny. I can definitely see that, man. So are you into man? You played the Star Wars game, so you into the movies, man? Are you ready for isn't Obi-Wan's movie coming out? Or not movie, show coming out this winter or this year, next year?
I haven't been following that too much, so I'm not sure, but I definitely know of it. I'm definitely ready for it. Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan too. Yeah. I like the Clone Wars, like that like animated show. I like that a lot because I like that era of Star Wars a lot too. But yeah, I wish Star Wars would give us more of like Luke and stuff like that, and like what he did, and like we got like a little peek of it in The Mandalorian, but I wish there was like more. I just want to see Luke with a lightsaber battling some people. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, showing what happened after, Empire or Return of the Jedi. You know what I mean? All that, so stuff like that, cartoons like that. Yeah, because all the Clone Wars is always Anakin, Obi-Wan, all that stuff. I like to see Luke, Leia. What they did. How they came up. Well, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So before I pass it on back to Remy, I do gotta ask one thing, man. If you have any, like funny road stories or anything you could share, man. Like maybe somebody forgot their gear, had to wear OnlyCams shirt to ring or something, man. Whatever, something crazy, You can change your name to protect the innocent if you need to.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really have a lot of funny road stories. I mean, the only one that comes to mind is that when I was like first starting out in wrestling, me and my friends were driving to this show in Maine, and we like stopped at this like rest area, and there was like nothing around it, and we went in to go get like Starbucks or whatever. One of them wanted Starbucks, so they went in and got Starbucks, and then they ran into like their trainer there going up to like a different show in Maine. So then they started talking or whatever, and then somehow like the rest of us just ended outside the car. So like we got in the car, we were like, what if we like pulled away, like we left or whatever. So yeah, we pulled away, and then like the look on his face when he came out, he was like because we parked like right in front, and the car was just like completely gone. So yeah, he was pretty. that might have been a little bit mean, but It popped. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I bet that prank's been pulled on me before too, man. You know, my dad has even done that to me, so don't feel bad, man.
Yeah.
My own dad has done that to me, so I'm like, what? Oh man, Pop, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I do want to say, thank you, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and chat with us, man. I definitely had a blast talking with you. Yeah, man, definitely check out your next shows coming up. AEW taping Sunday, man. So definitely keep an eye out, for only can, going to be on TV one of these days.
Yep.
That's right. I wish you nothing but the positive things for you, your family, and all that stuff. And I hope you go around this country, start winning all the gold, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Cam, I gotta say, I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show and shoot the breeze about wrestling and so on. And I look forward to see you back in that ring again, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, we'll be on Twitter telling people, hey, Cameron Stewart's in the ring. Check him out, man. Dude is no joke, man. But yeah, but like Rob said, man, we wish you nothing but the best. You're definitely doing everything right. So it's only a matter of time until we either see, Cameron Stewart is All Elite, or WWE signs Cameron Stewart, or Impact Wrestling, or we might even see you on tour in Japan or England. You never know, man. Sky's the limit. You just got to keep your head up, stay positive, and like The Rock says, man, being persistent gets you there. Being consistent keeps you there. So it's only a matter of time, man. But really and truly thank you, and wish you and even your tag team partners nothing but the best. But before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media if they want to find out when your next appearance is, or if they want to purchase Cam Stewart merchandise, or Only Cams or Only Bros merchandise?
So all my social media is the Cam Stewart, and I'm on Pro Wrestling Tees at Cam Stewart. The Only Cams t-shirts are coming soon, either to Pro Wrestling Tees or to another website. They should be up in within the next week or so. So, but yeah, that's where you can find me at the Cam Stewart. I'm going to be start streaming on Twitch soon. It's the same name. I'm going to be going live up to 3 times a week. So yeah, that's where everyone can find me.
Awesome. Also, where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you?
You can either DM me on Instagram or Facebook, or I have email. I think it's the Cam Stewart as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's thecamstewart@gmail.com as well. So yeah, it's in the bios of I think all Twitter, Instagram, and so yeah.
Awesome. So y'all definitely follow this man. He's doing great things, impressive things, and it's only a matter of time until you actually see him on the big screens more often. He's already been on the big screens before. You're gonna see him more often. So give him a follow right now. And if you see him, if you can't support indie wrestling by going to the shows, definitely cop some Cam Stewart merchandise, Only Cams or Only Bros merchandise. Like I said, 99% of your AEW and WB superstars and PBC on Impact and Ring of Honor actually come from the indies. So definitely, support indie wrestling as well. And yeah, man, like I said, we look forward to seeing you again, in AEW, and or WB, doing the damn thing. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut the show down. But before we do that, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Paul Wall to my Chameleon, and the Eminem to my Royster 5'9". Where can fans find you on social media if they want to talk wrestling? And where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for your refereeing services?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, Rob_Bass82, and then Facebook, YouTube, Rob Bass.
And bookers and promoters, if you throw in a hamburger and fries for Rob Bass, he'll give you the Danny Davis special. That's an old reference right there. But if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter and under @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter under @Ringside Society. We're also on Twitch under @Ringside Society 2019. That's where this episode is being streamed. And we also have a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society and you'll definitely find us. Go ahead and join our group there. That's our other promotion. That's our other platform where the this show is being streamed. And we're also on YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. We have a lot of great episodes like this one, the one with TSF, Kat Spencer, Brooke Haven, Amy Crimson. We have a lot of great episodes on our YouTube channel. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to us. Just type in Ringside Society. And once you see that sweet, oh my gosh, so sweet, dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's us. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to us. Don't personalize it. Subscribe to all, because we got a lot more cool interviews coming, and a lot more cool wrestling clips that from shows that we've been to coming this way as well. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. You don't know how much that means to us. And to those of y'all that are going to give us a listen later on, thank you very much in advance. We appreciate that too as well. And to those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away and just stop doing this, well, I'm very sorry. But like myself at a Golden Corral, and Rob Bass at a Megan Thee Stallion concert, and also Cam Stewart at a Travis Scott concert, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us, but they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. It's been 2 years. It's not happening. But with that being said, we here at Ringside Side just want everybody to know that we are very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, Rob, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, tell them, man, one time for the man, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for one half of OnlyCams and one half of Only Bros. The man that showed motivation at AEW Dark in the face of the Gun Club, Cameron Stewart.
Woo!
Yeah.
What's up with podcast, Tony?
We're a Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back with another impressive episode tomorrow. But until then, unfortunately, we're still going through a pandemic. So until it's completely over, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.